Lokoja, located in Kogi State, has witnessed some of the most brutal floods in Nigeria. The town encountered a flood so deep that it submerged buildings and covered major roads, blocking off economic activity. Many of the businesses in the area had to deal with a heavy blow as the shops were blocked out by water and their goods damaged. Shop owners take inventory to see what they could salvage and what they had lost.
The other shop you are seeing is my second shop. Everything with the fridge, generator, all is filled up with water over there. Even this place too, we have a lot of damages here. Initially we thought that it will not be as much as that of 2012, but the one we experience now is far much more than 20,000 and 2012.
I'm living in Ganaja village. My shop is there, but due to the flood, I now moved to this place. Honestly, I can't say I'm happy being here, but at least managing is better than sitting. But honestly, the business now is somehow moving, but this flood is seriously disturbing us now. We got this fish through fishermen, through the river.
So it's getting better now, but before the flood was so bad that people cannot even pass through the main road. So thank God for now, it's going back. Yeah, you felt that even some customers can able to pass and buy something, and even enter some people's shop, and even spot some load. We thank God for everything. Nothing we can do, it affects them a lot, so nothing they can do. You have to pack out of the shop and some damage.
2012, I lost money we are come to collect for cooperative to buy load, about 18,000 naira. The one we water knows will spoil it and will remain. This year again, it's about almost 50,000 naira again. And there are some generators where they are called don't enter water. I never know whether those ones have been repaired, they will still work or they no go work again. So I never know how I would tell them because many people believe say water still remain. So I never know what I can do about it. If any of my customers will come now, before I go know how what we go do on it. Some friends then they give me money to go and buy food. Like last market, some people give me 2,000, 1,000 naira to just feed my family. So you can see as I sit down there, no work, nothing again.
Many of the houses in the area were submerged in water, forcing residents out of their homes with the little that they could save. For those living in buildings with multiple stories who had no option, they decided to stay in their homes with only a few feet separating them from the water. Ganaja, a small village in Kogi State, was heavily affected by deep floods. The primary school within the village was forced to shut its gates to protect the children. Many lost their properties as well as their homes. Abdul Hamid Yahaya, a resident of the village, counts his losses. To survive and cater to his family, he now plies the water in an oar-pushed canoe, which he charges 50 naira per head.
Since 2012, this water has started coming, and I never experienced this before. Gradually. That 2012, we thought it was play by play. The water got nearing my house, gradually, and I never have anywhere to go. Since then, I have many friends, they help me, because when the water entered my house, it destroyed some of my materials. And they have to help me, my friends. I cry to neighborhood. They help me with some loot. Then the remaining things there collapse. Many people die inside the water. People lost their families, their children, their wives. You know, it's very sad. We cry a lot, but what can we do?
Since the floods have now compromised the safety and structure of their houses, the question of whether it is safe to return once the expanse of water dries out now lingers in the air.
When this water finish, I will go and check there. If there is any way for me to arrange, to repair the houses again, then I will go back. But if there is no way, I will just go back to village and stay there. For me to look for money, to come and stay, even one room, to build another one room again. For now, personally for now, I don't know whether the house is still good for me to go back there again. Because when I went there, there are many snakes, many snakes, all those things, they are inside the water there.
This water have really spoiled many things. Even as I'm talking to you, I'm not in my own house. We pursue us go another place. This water has spoiled many things, have spoiled a lot of things, damaged some people's load, even life.
The tragic incident has pushed otherwise able-bodied persons to depend on the mercy of others for their livelihood. Just like Patience Nelson, a widow who is also a resident of Ganaja village, also had her home submerged in water, leaving her and her children homeless and struggling to eat.
This is my house. This grazing is my house. I'm living more than 15 years now. So when the flood will come, I'm not around. My baby was sick. I take my baby to home. So I there for my baby treatment. Then begin to call me there is flood in our outside. So before I came back, all my property, my children clothes, my children mattress, water, I take everything. My gas, everything. I don't know what to do. It's only my own mattress. The boat can escape it for me. So I don't know how to do. So the place where I live now, there is somebody have getting that place. I please her to help me. He say no. I please her say, oh God, please help me. I don't have anything now. My baby was sick. Please, this thing is just emergency. I don't know what to do.
The flooding in Lokoja, Kogi State has continued to have major effects that have stretched far beyond the state alone. This is the road leading up to the Lokoja Bridge from Abuja, and as you can see, tankers carrying fuel, trucks carrying livestock, perishables, and commuters trying to make their way from point A to point B have all been slowed down as a result of the flooding going on in Lokoja. Thankfully, the road itself has dried up, but judging by the amount of water to my left and to my right, flooding is still a major issue within the state as many buildings are still submerged in water.
Though the Kogi State River Transport says the death toll is 3, some of the residents believe it to be more than that, stating that the death toll is up to 5, with the possibility of more bodies below the water.
This water so don't cause so many things to us here, which some people lost their life. People lost their life. Some people now said they don't even get work to do. Pass these boats now, these boats work what they do, and they help us. They get the way they come arrange and we arrange this water to them say we no fit just use one boat. They no fit use one boat cross to Safari. Because if you watch now, you see some place trailers there inside the water. When some people lost their life, inside the water. About 5 people safe, I be 7 now safe. Because about 3 days ago, say one guy said he lost his life down here. This water now they use boat, now engine boat now they use. We know they use arm boat again to cross people. Because the water they get very deep for inside the water now. Where like this turns out side now, water they deep where. Water they deep where. And if you use hand boat, when engine boat won't pass, water the hand boat will capsize, and people will lose their life. One of our colleagues will die here. In now, he just load boat, making just push the boat. So we know it's electric wire where they work. We know it's the light down. And they disconnect the lights before the water. We don't know whether they go this way, open and back. So now the light now where the guy go raise, and the light shock and enter inside the water. And some people now still dey inside now. No one else people dey inside don't come out now.
Here in Ganaja village, and we're with the water transport officials, and they're taking us around and we're assessing some of the damage. As you can see, the situation is still quite dire. There are some houses that are still underneath the water. All we can see is the top of the roofs of these houses, and the real damage would actually be assessed until most of this water is actually dried out before they can really see what has happened. So far, there's a death toll of 2 people. The third one was an accidental death, and the person was actually electrocuted. And there's still fears that there could be more people that are underneath the water.
The flood. We heard of it, that the flood is coming, but it has never, by my inquiry, it has never gotten to this place, this extent, the damages. But we were taken unaware when the arrival of the flood. I'm a family man, with 3 children. Life has not been easy. I had to keep pushing. I can't plight or gain access to, because they have to cross water for their school, and it's of risk. The risk, boats have capsized on this water, leading to 4 lives, that was lost on this water, this flood, on the case of this flood. So allowing them to, or taking them across the water and bringing them back is of risk. I can't afford the risk. So for now, they're at home.
The IDP camp in Kotonkarfe, located on the outskirts of Lokoja, currently houses over 300 people. The people of the Ikpaku community who were vacated to the camp several weeks ago struggle with overstretched resources, money and health issues, as well as a lack of space. Women and children in the community are exposed to difficulty and danger like other mothers in the IDP camp. Sharifat Abdul Malik is 7 months pregnant.
The floods have taken over our land, and that is why we were all moved to this place. Where we are now, we are hungry because we have a shortage of foodstuff. The little one we came with has finished. In this class that we are staying, we are up to 40 women and children, and I am 7 months pregnant. My husband is not here with me. My husband doesn't sleep here. He comes in the evening and then leaves. Added to this pregnancy, I have another child. Sometimes we eat in the afternoon and sometimes we eat in the evening. Maybe any of the 2. And sometimes we eat in the morning and we don't even eat for the rest of the day. That is how we have been managing our lives here.
With their money and means of livelihood lost, paying medical bills has become difficult. To cope, the people of Ikpaku community have opted for traditional medicine.
I'm Amina Mohammed.
This herbal pot that is seen on the ground is for children. If the children are running temperature, this is what we use, because we do not have enough money to take them to the hospital. We give it to them to drink and bathe them with it to control their temperature. We use Ozinchi.
They are not healthy. They always sick anytime. We took them there for treatment, and we use our own personal money to treat them. If we go and catch fish, we use the money. Instead to use this for feeding, we use it for treatment for these people. So we don't have money. We are just suffering on food.
Ikpaku community is where many of the internally displaced persons have been moved to keep them safe and far away from the flood. As much as their lives and their properties have been preserved, the living conditions within this area is less than kind.
The flood destroyed all our farmlands and took away our foodstuff. We have been sick since we came here. Our children have been getting sick, and even we, the adults, also got sick. We don't have enough food to eat since we came because we have a shortage of food that we came along with since we have been here. We don't have any food to eat. We have been here for several weeks now, and none of the government agencies even tried to help. Our children get sick, and sometimes if our men take them to the hospital, they have to run around to look for money for the hospital bill. Sometimes we end up owing the hospital credit. We will plead with the hospitals to release our children so that we can come back home and look for money to pay up the bills because we don't have anything here. We don't have enough money here, so our men will just go round and round, maybe fishing, so that they can pay the bills later. Because of the lack of enough food, the little ones we have to share it amongst all of us here in the classroom that all of us are staying, and we are up to 40.
For these 3 weeks now, we only stay outside. The little classroom that provide for us here is not enough for us, not containing us. Our women with our children, they were living inside the classroom. One classroom, there's a single classroom that contains almost 30 to 40 people inside the classroom. So we men, we now sleep for outside for the gates side. Where I am now, there's a tent provided for us with those Oyibo people. When there's rain in the night, we used to stand for inside the tent because the tent is not containing us. That is how we normally manage ourselves.
Through the pain and tears worsened by uncertainty, the people of Ikpako community are calling out to the government for help.
Our houses have been taken over by water. Our foodstuff have been taken over by water. Gone. Foodstuff like corn, guinea corn, even our rice have been taken over by floods. We had to use boats to move our luggage. The little foodstuff we have and our house things moved to this side. God has been keeping us alive. We thank God for that. It is only God that can please Himself. We have been here by His grace. Those men and women that pass by, when they see us around here, they can stop by and give us some things. And some individuals that come to our aid, some of them brought some things for us like foodstuff. Those who fear God and have good hearts.
The Commissioner for Information, Kingsley Fanwo, speaks on behalf of the Kogi State Government.
We were aware that there will be flooding this year. We want to thank the regulatory agencies in the country for sounding us out in good time. And in collaboration with the ministry, the State Ministry of the Environment, we embarked on massive orientation and sensitization of people living along coastal areas to move to higher and safer grounds. The orientation paid off, but you know our own African setting, in some places it's difficult for people to leave their ancestral homes. What we experienced this year is one of the worst in the history of the state. In 1939, we experienced the first flood in Lokoja, and it was 13.4 magnitude. And the one that the present generation witnessed was the one of 2012, which was of 12.8 magnitude. And this year, it hit 13.3. So it was quite high and quite devastating. And places like Ibaji, the entire local government, all the wards in the local government were under the waters. So it was quite devastating. 7 people died there, and we also witnessed massive destruction of farmlands, fish ponds, houses, and all of that. Then when you come to Lokoja, by and large, we experienced it in 9 local government areas of the state. So it was quite devastating. We went round, we saw the devastation, but what we could do in that circumstance is to encourage the people and also provide for them, and also let them know that government is with them in all of this. So we were able to go there. We are doing our best as a government, but we're also aware that a lot of NGOs are also doing the same. NEMA is doing the same. NEMA was finding it difficult to bring in their relief materials from Abuja because the roads were also flooded. But as it's receding, I'm sure they'll be able to bring all of those materials in. But the state government has been doing quite well.
To ensure the safety of the residents, the Kogi State River Transport was present to coordinate the movement of the boats and provide life jackets to the passengers. According to officials, the use of life jackets was only compulsory for children and non-swimmers.
There's a flood this year. The river transport moved to where there is victims to rescue the life and property of the people around these areas who are moving now. And that is why we are here. And since all this why we are this place about 2 weeks ago, we are protecting the life and property or safety to see that there is no problem. These people are crossed between this Ganaja and Lokoja houses. Oh, you see, there's one time last week ago, there's a boat, a harpoon, this fishing boat capsized there. We lost theirs for safety and we saved the life of the people. About 3 of them we saved the life, but 2 lost inside the water. Based, we doesn't know there's people inside for the safety at the right time we go. And later we discovered the coffee and it's given to the families and have been buried according to the right. It's only 2 people lost their life on river. The 3rd person, he had a mistake, he touched an upper light and it was killed, and that is the 3rd. After that, there is no life left who's missing at this area.
The destruction of homes and farmlands led to the loss of jobs and lives, as well as further pushed up the poverty rate in the state. The flood has left an indelible mark on the hearts of the people. The fear of a reoccurrence still lingers, but as the flood dries up, the people can only move on with their lives. But for now, they count their losses.